Oh my god, I got two words to describe episode 10 or overall 22 of Go Go Loser Ranger season 2, right? Two words: total insanity. It was so insane. I mean, I just don't get what people think. Like I said before in made my comments about, like, I don't get what people in the anime community are thinking so differently about season 2 of Go Go Loser Ranger. I have no idea why, and I'll never understand it. You know, I don't know how people cannot just be just like, wow, what's going on after this episode of Go Go Loser Ranger. I just don't never understand it. And thinking is so. If people are, if want to comment and say, "Oh, this is not good," I'm like, I don't care. In this case, I don't care about what people think differently about this. I love it. I mean, this shows like, it goes to show like that this season has been better than season 1 easily. I mean, I think the story arcs are much better than season 1. Here now, the overall the monster arc is getting closer to the end. I don't know how after what's going on. I don't know how this is going to end though. I don't. If this could be season 3, which I'm always all for because I love the show though, but I don't know though. But after this way this is going, I just don't know what's going to happen. So I'll have to wait and see if it's going to end the way it is, or season 3 will be confirmed after where the last one is premiered. So I have no idea yet though. But just like, this episode was just total insane insanity. So, and this is the episode we will get what that has no D at all. D is clearly out of the picture in this episode. Not totally fine with it, because it's mostly focused on the Rangers. Basically, it's basically focused on the Rangers, and then with Hibiki. Hey, which I'm for. If this one of ones take a break away from D, I'm fine with it. It just like, okay, let's see here. Going with, there's a brief moment with Greenkeeper, right? Fighting one of the ones who are following Yusakubo's father, right? Becomes a monster, becomes a giant, right? He becomes a giant himself and whacks him with his giant hammer. Whacks her, it was a her. So you have a brief moment with Greenkeeper becoming a giant, whacking one giant with his giant hammer. And then you got which Yellow Ranger, he's absent in this, so, but back in that fantasy world that the one snake the boss snake created, um the the one red squad, the junior rank, the one who had the clown makeup from before, like the first season, like how D beat him with the dynamite, right? Well, he gets badly injured though by him, but he manages to, thanks to one of his injured comrades holding onto his leg, he managed to do the killing blow, and now since everyone added this fantasy world. And then with the blue squadrons, I forget what the girl's name, who's the first rank the junior first rank to the blue keeper, right? And which I thought the Red Ranger said, "Oh, she can't be the blue keeper because she's too short," right? First of all, I think he said that a while back in the first season. To me, first of all, screw Red Keeper, right? He's a total psychopath, so I don't care about him. But she's taking control of the situation. She tries to fight, and with her remaining blue squad, and with the blue keeper, because in flashback we do see that blue keeper. He used to be a part of the squad, the junior rank squad, right? And we saw of the original blue keeper, right? And he did the Soma is his name, who is the current blue keeper. In a flashback, he was one of the junior ranks working with the original blue keeper, and he was gonna have blue keeper deliver the finishing blow to like one of the boss monsters, right? And since the monster only do like direct attacks, so he was gonna get out of the way. Soma was gonna get out of the way at the last second, in which he did, and they were defeated. And they did, and Blue Ranger killed it. So now, which, and now it's like now a blue keeper, the current blue keeper named Soma. He said he was gonna do this for the money. He's like, I won't get paid for this or whatever, right? I'm like, now the blue keeper, this blue keeper, he's not crazy, Yeah, he's greedy, but he's not batshit insane like Yellow Ranger, like well no like Red Keeper Ranger. I always keep doing both though, so or no on the other insane level as Yellow is, but he was greedy, but he's not full on crazy. So he has like his divine artifact was with like these kind of like these brass knuckles, where they're not brass though, but these knuckles, and he gets pierced. One of the boss monsters pierces him, and he just basically just walks like it's nothing. He's like, oh, I just got skewered basically. Oh, here, I'll just patch up with my ice patch, and manages to manages to defeat it. I think he defeated it, yeah, and because at the end is like, hey, what was her name? The first rank, the first junior rank, with the short girl. It's like I don't see you as a true blue, but she ends up high fiving him anyway, you know. And so then we're going with the other boss monster, one who has the burlap sack on him. You know, he's usually like the what was he has like the strings that can cut instantly, right? It reminded me from his weapon. It reminded me what was the butler's name in Helsing Ultimate? Was his name Walter? I think it was with the butler from Helsing Ultimate, right? He had apparently the same thing with the strings from his fingers and just cut through anything, right? That's basically what this boss monster, the burlap sack guy, had. So, and he's fighting with Pink Ranger, and while it's going on, with the real Hibiki and with the Hisui, right? Hisui, and they're still in that cell, and then Yusikubo's father comes down and gives them the two of the syringes that contain like the monster transformation serum. Hisui doesn't do it; she breaks it, which yeah, good. She's not gonna be throwing with it. She's not gonna be doing that, right? So, but then X, the female fighter from before, gets him out of their cell because she wants him to watch. She wants Hibiki to watch something, and so he sees like everyone's fighting humans, which the humans who became monsters, and the squad people, and so and then one leads to another. Like he sees like I guess he knew that his sister was the Pink Ranger, which I thought he didn't know the whole time though. But when we said, "Oh, big sis," so I guess he knew the whole time that his sister was the Pink Ranger all the whole time. So I know I apologize though, but it gives me the whole time getting the impression like because I think he always knew her when she was in the wheelchair, but I guess he knew the whole time. And so first of all, we see the battle. He Burlap Sack Boss cuts her head off, which I was like, really? Was that easy? But no, she can regenerate because her ability is it's kind of like it's like the 3 second rule, she says, right? It's like 3 second rule, then just go back the way she was, right? And so do it again, but Hibiki steps in and he took the hit and he died. And then she realized that was her brother, and we get the flashback back to when she was, back before she was back when she was a girl, well, a little girl, like after the tragic death of her parents, and she got crippled, right? We see the flashback where she tries to do her best, to stand on her own 2 feet, right, but she couldn't. So and so then she uses her generative powers to bring, basically rewind, like the 3 second rule, rewind and save her brother. Now, like I said before, Pink Ranger, Hibiki's sister, she's crazy in her way because it's like with I think the least sane people are green and blue, and the second blue keeper, right? Because they're not as far crazy as what yellow is or red keeper is, right? But why so from before, yellow pink is she's crazy in her way, but she's not totally batshit insane. She just has a little brother fetish. That's what she has. She has this little brother fetish she has with her own brother, right? when we saw before, she had like pictures in her bedroom of her brother everywhere, right? But it's not on the same level of craziness as what red and yellow is. But she really does care, so that's why she saved him, and she took that injury upon herself, right? And she's getting cut again and again, and she's just walking very weakly, but just walking it off afterwards. And her brother, she takes the weapon and he sticks it into him, and just because he whatever they did that they gave the from before they gave the lightsaber more power, and then combined with the power of her sister's ability, able to kill. I was gonna say more think about it with the burlap sack with the face. It was more think about it. It looks like I was gonna say wannabe Scarecrow from Batman, right? Maybe there's a better way I can describe that the boss monster, right? Wannabe Scarecrow, because he, with the burlap sack with the face on it, right? The more I think about it, yeah, it was I'll call him wannabe Scarecrow. So he increased the power with his sister's ability, and able to just like blow him up. Basically, it's like, oh, you can't hurt me. What is this? Oh, and then this was just total craziness, and even after that, when X approaches, X is there, and he's approached by Patrolla, a little the little back when he was back into the little chick form of his, right? Because I remember back in first season, I guess he swallowed her. He forced her to swallow. He forced her to swallow him, and then after she left, and then hasn't been seen since then. But I guess he's out now, so it's like he goes to Patrolla goes to her. It's like, hey, X, we got work to do. And then it was also ends with Yusikubo's father injecting two of the syringes into himself, and he becomes a monster himself. What we see from the shadows. Man, this has been such a crazy, insane season. I just don't understand what people think of this season differently about this season. I just don't understand it. I just don't. Now, despite all that, do I say Cologne generic romances I think is still the best of the season? Yes, I do, because of all the twists and the bombshells it's been thrown at me. That show has been unpredictable for me, right? That's why I still say it's still the Cologne generic romance is still the best of the season. But like I said, but the absolute insanity of this episode of season 2 of Go Go Loser Ranger, it's been easily the close second though, and then of course Old Country Bumpkin, because that's been very great too. So that's 3. But just like, jeez, that's like I describe this episode: total insanity. You think it's like with all the fake outs, like, oh, Pink Ranger died that easily. Oh no, she can generate. Oh, her brother just died. Get sacrifice. Oh no, she brought him back. And so it's just with the fake outs, right? Just like, the Pink Ranger gets caught up again. No, she's fine. She can still regenerate though, and she's walking, and then she just walks off like it's nothing. Although she's walking very very weak though, but still, she's still walking it off. So this has just been absolutely insane for this. So yeah, it was insane even without having D in the picture in this episode. So, but it's just been totally crazy. Now Patrolla's back in the picture now. Great. So another boss monster to deal with. After all, killing the original Blue Keeper, right? So, yeah, but season 2, episode 10, overall 22 of Go Go Loser Ranger. He's still 10 out of 10, still 2 thumbs up, When I'm watching this whole episode, I'm like this. In shock and awe, basically. But yeah, I just can't wait to see the next one. How more crazy. Okay. How crazy it's gonna be, so. So yeah, so that's this episode of Go Go Loser Ranger. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for the next one and for more for Anime Month. We'll see you next time. Later.